So, folks, there's this guy named Ben Shapiro, and he wants to talk about overrated films. And as we all know, one of the best parts about Ben Shapiro is that he's a successful Hollywood screenwriter. Oh, oh, wait. No, he's not. He is, in fact, a failed Hollywood screenwriter um, whose one fiction book flopped miserably. And one day we should do a read through of that on stream sometime. I bet it would be pretty fun. But he has some thoughts about overrated films in Hollywood. Let's find out which films he thinks are overrated.
Just a few weeks ago, my quasi-friend, Matt Walsh, had a whole list.
Can I just say it is whoever they have editing the videos for like Ben Shapiro seems to genuinely hate the Daily Wire. Like I know we're only 4 seconds in, but it's bizarre that you have
Just a few weeks ago,
this insert.
my quasi-friend, Matt Walsh.
They do a green screen Matt Walsh on there and boo him. And I know that they're trying to play up like a fictional rivalry between Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh, but I'm not sure how fictional that rivalry is when Matt Walsh's worldview is incompatible with Ben Shapiro continuing to exist as a Jewish man. You know? Like, his ideology, his Christian nationalism is directly opposed to, like, Ben Shapiro's ability to exist. You know? Like, are we actually getting kind of a Dave Rubin, Ben Shapiro situation where, like, someone's not going to bake someone a cake? I think we're getting close to it.
Had a whole list of movies he said were overrated. And frankly, he's wrong on nearly all of them. Made a video about how wrong he was on many of those picks. I mean, he said like The Dark Knight was overrated. It's just ridiculous.
It's great by Batman movie standards, but it's not great as a piece of cinema.
Now we're gonna make a real list as to overrated films. So here's my standard for overrated. Hey, Matt's standard makes.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just realized.
So here's.
Ben, what are you wearing? Like, okay, far be it from me to critique Ben Shapiro's fashion, but like, you're wearing like a cardigan over a collared t-shirt? But the collar's underneath the cardigan? Or is it like a bomber jacket? I'm finding it hard to tell, but either way, it's fitted like a bomber jacket. What is this? Genuinely, he looks real bad.
Here's my standard for overrated. And Matt's standard makes no sense. Matt's standard for overrated is like a movie is like an 8 out of 10, but people think it's a 10 out of 10. That's stupid. That's a bad standard, as I said in my video about Matt's dumb video. Okay, the actual standard for overrated is people think it's a 10 and it's a 0. It's the delta between what people think a movie is and what the movie actually is.
You don't need to say it's the delta. You don't need to explain it again with like quote unquote smarter terms. You don't need to do that. You already explained the concept in the simple terms. You don't, when you start out with the simple terms, you don't need to re-explain it with like the bigger words. You already did.
I'm going to measure it by not only the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, but also the audience score. Everyone has to be wrong in order for this thing to be truly overrated. Let us begin with the single most overrated film of all time, bar none, no question, The Shape of Water.
If I told
Ah, damn, I haven't seen this one.
you about her, what would I say?
She's a super freak, super freak.
This came out in 2017 and it won Best Picture, and it's just shit. It's the worst movie ever made.
Well, I guess Ben Shapiro's not a monster fucker. But then again, he can't stand any amount of wetness. You know? So.
I'm not even joking about that.
You went away and my heart went with you.
I'm not even a Guillermo del Toro hater. There are other Guillermo del Toro movies that I kind of like. For example, I can appreciate Pan's Labyrinth and Nightmare Alley. I was okay with that. But I'm just telling you, The Shape of Water, it's got a horrible script.
Oh, you didn't like that, huh? I see.
The performances are universally terrible.
This candy, it's
I do like that The Shape of Water's fish man is basically just Abe Sapien again from Hellboy.
cheap candy, but I love it. Ever since I was a kid.
Except for my friend Nick Searcy.
Our universe will have a hole in it with your outline, and you will have moved on.
It makes no sense. It's politically ridiculous. The entire movie is about a woman f***ing a fish. It's just a collection of idiotic cliches.
He's a fish man. He's clearly intelligent.
A deaf woman who can't get along with the rest of humanity, so she f***s a fish. And among her friends are a gay guy, a black woman, and a communist.
Как говорил Ленин, нет пользы в рыбе, оставшейся с прошлой неделы.
And they are all under the thumb of the evil military-industrial complex character, Michael Shannon, who is apparently impotent and has also got rotting fingers to symbolize his impotence. Again, predicated on the basic idea that conservatives are...
Stop, Ben. You're selling the movie to me. Now I want to see it. I didn't know all those details before, and I hadn't seen it. I now want to see The Shape of Water because all of that sounded funny and kind of awesome.
are evil, and everybody who sides against the conservatives in a circle of the marginalized is good. And also that ladies should fish.
That's it.
I mean, look, they both seem willing. As far as I know, fishmen don't glow like that for, non-consensual activities.
Smaller, invisible, disfranchised characters that come together to save the ultimate other.
I can't...
What do you mean? Yeah, that's a good movie. You're basically describing like so many great stories. A bunch of underdogs come together to save the day. See, this is why you couldn't hack it as a Hollywood screenwriter, Ben. You don't even understand the basic premise of the movies you watch.
I cannot express my hatred for this movie in strong enough terms. It's just awful. It has a 92% Rotten Tomatoes rating from the critics and a 73% Rotten Tomatoes rating from audiences. Everyone who thinks this movie...
Which means, only 27% of people hated it, right? I can math. So you're literally like a minority on this one, Ben. But who knows? Maybe you can come together with a bunch of other underdogs movie critics and change the world.
Rating from audiences. Everyone who thinks this movie is good, y'all stupid.
You stupid.
Hey, other massively overrated films. Avatar.
The Avatar program.
I don't think Avatar is I don't think Avatar is overrated. Is that a controversial take? I don't think Avatar is overrated. Largely because I don't think anyone rates it. Like, I know it's one of the biggest movies of all time, but genuinely I cannot tell you any amount of cultural impact it has had. I feel like the video essays on YouTube about Avatar have had more cultural impact than Avatar, one of the most watched movies of all time. Like, I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not a huge fan of it. All I'm saying is that it's not exactly, let me put it this way. If I met someone and they said Avatar was one of their favorite movies, it would raise some eyebrows. It's not... That's a weird movie to pick as your favorite. It's let me put it this way. It's a mediocre film buoyed by the fact that it had like a $500 million budget. It's evidence that if you throw $500 million at anything, you can make it look pretty good. I guess the one thing I will say that I like about Avatar is I like like the military hardware, but that's also because I'm a sucker for giant robots. You know, I think giant robots are cool. And that's, you know, that's low-hanging fruit as far as a movie getting me to enjoy an element of it.
It's a bad joke.
Which was, at the time, the single highest grossing movie in film history.
Look at all that cheddar.
Audience score 82% from Rotten Tomatoes, 81% critic score. Avatar is beautiful to look at, and
it has an 82%. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm shocked that it has an 82% audience rating. I'm genuinely shocked about that.
Absolutely vacuous. It's one of these movies where everyone saw it and no one remembers. It is Alien Fern Gully. It's Dances with Wolves with blue aliens.
I just pissed in my pants.
It's the Kevin Costner character who takes the side of the natives against the evil, rapacious capitalists who are searching for, I kid you not, this is in the script, unobtanium.
That was really dumb, but also, I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of funny. I respect that decision. I respect that decision so hard. I think it's a funny thing to throw into your movie, okay? I defend the script on that one. Purely for comedic reasons.
Unobtanium.
I remember being signally offended by the fact that James Cameron thinks you are so stupid, apparently y'all are, that he could call a substance.
I mean, like, I don't like it that much, Paladin. I guess that's why I'm shocked by it. Like, I would have thought it would be like in the 60% range, but a lot of people went to go see it. I just never hear anybody talk about it.
It's unobtanium.
Unobtanium.
Because you get it? It's not obtainable. It's rare. It's unobtanium.
Unobtanium.
And apparently, the U.S. military is some sort of rapacious blood for oil force on foreign planets.
They're damn.
Yeah, when would the U.S. military ever be used for private profit? When would that ever happen? Don't look up the origins of the term Banana Republic.
Village happens to be resting on the richest unobtanium deposit.
Somehow you've been able to cross galaxies, but the only way you can obtain the unobtanium is to tear down trees.
I'd say diplomacy has failed.
I don't understand why the military couldn't have just developed unobtanium fracking. Just drill sideways, my dude. Like, it's not that.
You know, something tells me like the world tree of Avatar probably also wouldn't have been cool with fracking, but you know, whatever.
Hard. I remember watching this with my wife in the theater, and we both burst out laughing at the end.
Wait, also, okay, granted, it's been like 8 years since I saw Avatar. Isn't the premise of this that they tried to build like a fracking like facility to get at the unobtanium? But then the avatars, the Na'vi, there we go, attacked them, and they couldn't do that anymore. Or it was either that or the evil company wanted the giant deposit of unobtanium. Why can't I say that? Unobtanium, and like, just wanted to maximize their profit. Because either way, I'm skeptical of Ben's media literacy here.
The Sam Worthington character, who is now back in his normal body, is being cradled by the giant blue lady, and I was like, this is a very weird coupling.
I see you.
Don't look at me!
Wait, it's not that weird considering he was also a giant blue creature, considering the entire premise of the movie.
More James Cameron on this list. Titanic.
I'm the king of the world!
James Cameron, great with visuals, bad with plot. The best James Cameron film, by the way, by far, a truly great film, is Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is by far the best James Cameron film. There are no close competitors. But
that's not true.
But Titanic is a truly not good film. It revolves...
James Cameron's best film is Aliens.
Around two of the most shallow, narcissistic, and ridiculous characters in the history of American film, played by Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet.
You have a gift, Jack. You do. You see people.
I see you.
I've never seen Titanic, because growing up, people always made jokes about Titanic in my name. So I've never seen it on principle, but like that exchange was really funny to me. You see people. You have eyes. I see you. Like what is this exchange?
I feel this whole video was created as a method for Ben Shapiro to deny the furry allegation.
You know, he's not throwing us off the trail, okay? He's not succeeding. We all know that he really loved The Shape of Water. That's why he was up front. He's like, I'm definitely not a furry. That's why I'm going to say this first. Also, thank you for the $10 dono, Paladin. I appreciate it.
Piece board characters who are stuck on the Titanic. Like, if you actually want to make an interesting movie about the Titanic, you'd focus on some of the actual people who are on the Titanic without the kind of fake romance story. For example...
Okay, just 1 second. I don't know. I feel like survivors of the Titanic have families that still exist today and may not appreciate a movie mining their grandfather's horrific death. You know, like maybe it's better to stick with like fictionalized characters for that one.
Example, there are people who legitimately let their spouses leave the Titanic and survive and instead decided to die in order so that they could save lives. Like there's actual heroism on the Titanic. And of course, this is not ripping on the visuals. The visuals are amazing. But the two biggest failures of the Titanic all happened.
What are the editors doing? They do Ben so dirty. They must hate him.
And of course, this is not ripping on the visuals. The visuals are amazing. But the two the two biggest failures of Titanic all happen in the last few minutes of the film. One, move over on the f***ing door, lady.
I'm so cold.
I know there have been full-scale physics studies that people have attempted to do as to whether it could have carried both their weight. I mean, at least give it a shot. And if it doesn't work, climb back on. What's the problem? So he ends up dying. And then the single worst moment in any movie ever. So my mom, when she first watched Titanic, she literally picked up an object and threw it at the end of Titanic because the old stupid lady takes a priceless diamond and instead of bequeathing it to her heirs, you know, like the people who took care of her in her dotage, she throws it in the water. That makes no sense.
Wet-ass P-word. P-word is female genitalia.
Selfish old lady, and she was a crazy, selfish young lady.
That really sucks, lady!
We'll get back to this in just 1 second. First, let's talk about...
It's her diamond. I thought you were a big proponent of personal property, Ben. Suddenly she's being really selfish with her personal property. Oh man, the gall of that old woman. To do with her private property what she will. Oh, look, socialist Ben Shapiro over here.
About something that affects all of us responsible, hardworking Americans. Taxes.
Gold?
That October 15th deadline has now passed.
Gold?
Are you prepared for what's coming next? Do you owe back taxes? Are your tax returns still unfiled? Did you miss the deadline to file for an extension? Well, now that October 15th is behind us, the IRS may be ramping up enforcement, and the IRS does not play around. You could face wage garnishments, frozen bank accounts, even property seizures if you haven't taken action yet. There is good news. There's still hope. Tax Network USA has been in the game for years. They know exactly how to navigate the complex world.
I was really hoping he was gonna go from complaining about that lady throwing her like gold necklace into the ocean to talking about investing in gold.
Of tax law. They've helped taxpayers save over $1 billion in tax debt. They've filed over 10.
Skip this crap. But I find it so fascinating how he transitions into the ad read. It's always so jarring. He's not good at it.
1,000 tax returns. That's billion with a B, folks. They specialize in helping hardworking Americans like you reduce.
Fun fact, Ben Shapiro drew and animated all of this by hand. That's his hand.
Their tax burdens. So don't let the IRS catch you off guard. Get ahead of this right now with Tax Network USA. Their team of professionals will work tirelessly to protect your assets and find the best solution for your unique situation. So here's what you need to do. For a complimentary consultation, call today, 1-800-958-1000.
I guarantee you Ben Shapiro does not use this service for his taxes.
Or visit their website at tnusa.com/Shapiro. That's 1-800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Shapiro today. Do not let the IRS take advantage of you. Get the help you need with Tax Network USA. Again, that's Tax Network USA. Give them a call, 1-800-958-1000. Okay, other overrated films. The English Patient.
I thought I would kill you.
You can't kill me.
I died years ago.
It won 9 Academy Awards in 1997, including Best Picture. And gotta tell you, it sucks.
Number 4. A Christmas Carol. Great videos, but terrible plot. The spirits are campy, Ebenezer is the real victim, and at the end, he gives his employees benefits? Drek, 0 tenths.
Paladin, thank you for the $10 dono. I appreciate it. And also, yeah, I really hope okay, I have not seen this video, but there's a non-zero chance that like a Muppet Christmas Carol is on this. Given it the time period it's releasing, if he complains about a Muppet Christmas Carol, it's gonna be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I might throw up laughing.
It's just terrible. The English Patient is 9 million hours long.
I'm still here.
Just to suffer.
It revolves around characters who—
I'm sorry, you can't complain about that if you like Lord of the Rings. Like, the problem isn't the length of the film, the problem is the film is not interesting enough to support that length.
Are entirely annoying. A French-Canadian World War II Royal Canadian Army medical— I have to remind myself of the plot because I just remember wanting to go comatose while watching this film. It is about this nurse who decides to settle in a bombed-out monastery with her patient, and then it's this very, very long and non-plot-filled story, and euthanasia. So that's great. I honestly don't remember that much about this film. I just remember hating it, like dramatically hating it.
Please welcome a great actor, Mr. Al Pacino.
I've never seen this movie, so I have no strong feelings about this one, but I mean, he's pitching, I'm agreeing with him. That pitch does not sound fun.
No. That year, what was up for Best Picture? The English Patient, Fargo, a far better film. Jerry Maguire, a far better film. Sling Blade was made that year.
Right fried potatoes.
What should have won?
Sling Blade is really good. Fargo's really good too. I would be tied between those two.
Obviously, was a film that received no nominations, basically, which was the adaptation of Hamlet by Kenneth Branagh, which is legitimately an amazing adaptation.
I will say Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet is my favorite film adaptation of Hamlet. It's really good. It's so good. It's so good. Like, Kenneth Branagh's performance, the costuming, the set design, like, it's good. It's like sumptuous even. And like placing it in like kind of 1800s, it's so good. I love the quasi-modernization of it. What's the meme? It's the worst person you know just made a good point. Like, I don't know, here. Let's take a look at the trailer here. We can do that.
To be or not to be.
Castle Rock Entertainment proudly presents Hamlet, the most celebrated drama in the English language, seen in glorious 70mm format, adapted for the screen and directed by Kenneth Branagh.
It's so
with a
good.
Distinguished international cast featuring Derek Jacobi, Julie Christie, Kate Winslet, Robin Williams, Billy Crystal, Gerard Depardieu, Charlton Heston, Jack Lemmon, Richard Attenborough, John Gielgud, and Kenneth Branagh as Hamlet.
This is such a stacked fucking cast. like, I'm not gonna lie, this makes me want to go watch the movie immediately after we finish this segment. We might do that over in the Discord, riverboat.gg/discord, if you want to join us. Like, it's so good. It's one of my favorite performances of Hamlet. It really, like, it uses, like, the original text of the play. It doesn't modernize it. Doesn't modernize the script anyway. And it is, the acting is so good. It just kind of, even though you might not quite understand the formulation of, like, the sentences or the words they choose to use, you understand what they're getting at. It's really, really good.
And maybe one of the great pieces of filmmaking ever made.
To be or not to be.
So the
I see Ben Shapiro's already ripping off my Tucker Carlson B movie fan fiction. Okay.
So the Academy went nay on the Hamlet, yay on the English Patient, which no one has seen since. Other radically overrated films. Get Out
Elon
from Jordan
destroys a platform millions use. Party face. Lady throws a necklace in the ocean. How dare she? These takes feel like they were farmed from Watch Mojo.
It's true. Oh no! Here it is! Here it is! Oh my god! Sorry, I didn't realize I paused on Get Out. First of all, Amelia, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for supporting stream and making the show possible. But also, holy shit, don't you say a bet. You get Jordan Peele's name out of your goddamn mouth. Get Out is a classic. Instant classic. Like, it's his first movie. And it absolutely slaps. It's one of the all-time great horror movies.
in 2017, 98% Rotten Tomatoes score, 86% audience score. Unlike some of these other movies, I don't think Get Out's like a 0. Shape of Water is a 0. Avatar is like a 3. Titanic is like a 3. The English Patient, 0. Get Out is like a 4.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Metaphor is so obvious and also so obnoxious.
They're probably abducting black people, brainwashing them, and making them slaves.
I understand that people...
You're using a scene where they laugh at him because of how ridiculous he sounds. That was the point of that particular scene.
People love the social satire, the commentary of Get Out, that black people and white people can never get along.
That's not what it means. That's not what the movie's about.
Been in favor for the past, what, couple of hundreds of years?
And that white people secretly want to turn black people into white people and take them to the sunken place.
Now you're in the sunken place.
I find that so insulting and ugly.
Ben Shapiro doesn't understand movies. He genuinely doesn't understand film. Get Out is about like the commodification of black folk. It's about like white culture trying to subsume like black culture and like make it their own. Like it's about how this whole process works. It's they all but state it. They all but look into the camera and say it. It's a critique of like liberalism, Ben. It's a critique of like that particular style of identity politics. That, like, when God.
I also just don't think it works very well in terms of a film. It's a horror film, but it was made out to be much more than a horror film. So again, I think this one's like a...
You're not judging the movie on its own merits. It was made out to be more than a horror film. How about you come up with your own ideas about the movie, Ben?
4 out of 10, so it's better than these other films for sure. But the amount of just massive approval that was poured on Get Out as a piece of social commentary, I think is really...
It's not good on the basis of it being a social commentary. It's a good movie that also happens to be a piece of social commentary. Good movies have things to say. Ben?
Really dumb. And I understand there were some conservatives who were fine with it because it was really making fun of left-wingers, left-wing white people who are like, I voted for Obama, therefore I can't be a racist.
The funniest part is that the movie is doing Ben's favorite thing in the world, dunking on liberal identity politics and assuming that non-racist virtue signaling is covering up something nefarious.
Yup. He doesn't understand the movie.
I would have voted for Obama for a third term if I could. Best president in my lifetime, hands down.
I get it. I get the joke. But don't believe that Jordan Peele thinks that you, as a conservative white person, are any different. He thinks you're way worse than those people. Other movies that are...
It's true. He does hate you. So maybe this... But also, so do the people of who are behind the movies you like, Ben. You think Peter Jackson agrees with you, Ben? He probably fucking hates you.
On my list. And again, I have like an almost endless list of overrated films because I've seen so many films. So many.
He just peters off, staring at his laptop screen, one half of which is open to the script he's currently reading, and the other half which is currently opened to the script that he wrote 15 years ago that failed to get picked up and made into a major motion picture. A single tear threatens to roll down his cheek, but he must remain strong. Strong for father.
Black Swan. 85% critic approval rating, 84% audience rating.
I've never seen this one.
I get that there's some people who want to freeze frame some of the scenes between Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman.
Holy shit. They blurred out the girls kissing each other. Oh my god. Holy moly. Oh, we can't have ladies kissing each other. That would be salacious, wouldn't it?
But let's get real about this. The movie sucks. The movie's just about a lady having a mental breakdown and then she commits suicide. Boom, done.
What did you do? What did you do?
I felt it.
What?
And it's pretentious and it's obnoxious and it doesn't give you enough of a backstory for the ballerina.
Ben Shapiro complaining about every horror movie ever made. Oh, wooga!
For you to actually care about her. It's not even a good study of sort of perfectionism in art, which is, I think, what it's supposed to be. But that's because Darren Aronofsky is trash. Darren Aronofsky is the worst director of my lifetime. I hate Darren Aronofsky. I hate him with a passion of 1,000 fiery suns. Terrible director. Awful in every possible way. Pretentious. Try Mother. Incoherent. Try Pi. Nonsensical. Arrogant. Ugly. Try Noah. The Whale. Okay, I understand it got a lot of acclaim because Brendan Fraser is fat and gay, but like, can we get over it? The Fountain makes no sense. Requiem for a Dream, overrated. I know there's some people who like The Wrestler. You're wrong. It's bad.
Have you ever seen a dead dog flopping on down the road?
Yes, I've seen a lot of bad Darren Aronofsky films. Okay, in my overrated films list.
Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Dude, Darren Aronofsky's not for everyone, okay? Like, leave him alone.
Hi, Barbie.
Barbie from Greta Gerwig. Of course, of course, of course.
Watch me dance the night away.
Of course, Ben Shapiro watched this movie that's full of, like, some of the most sumptuous and fun set design and costuming we've seen in modern film and was like, this is garbage. I hate when people look like they're having fun and dancing.
And if you want like a full hour-long take on why Barbie is a piece of shit, go check out my...
I'm pretty sure I've gone over that video. If I haven't, let me know in the comments, and I will. But I'm pretty sure I have.
YouTube video on it. 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, 83% from the audience. It makes no sense plot-wise. The minute that Barbie disappears from the scene...
it makes no sense plot-wise. Ben, she's a doll. She lives in a plastic doll world. That car doesn't have a real engine, Ben. Because the movie's not operating on our logic.
The men, who are supposedly subservient and terrible at everything, it turns out all the women like them when they're powerful and paternalistic and they take over society in literally 1 second flat.
I like not having to make any decisions. It's like a spa day for my brain. Forever.
Hey dudes, maybe we should...
Because they're dolls, Ben. It's because they're dolls. And Ken was the first one to come back with a sense of agency. So the women are literally being played with by the men. That's the point.
Should be dudes. Hey, you know what? We like dudes.
This is so much better than being president.
Honestly, the only thing anyone remembers is that Ryan Gosling's hilarious in the film.
This is no longer Barbie's dream house. This shall henceforth be known as Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa House.
That's true. He is. This is perfect casting as Ken. Like, genuinely, I have no idea. This movie would not have worked without him.
Like, it's the only thing. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, nobody's gonna be like, God, you remember Margot Robbie? It's all Ryan Gosling, right?
What did she say?
No, Margot Robbie was literally perfect for this movie.
Okay, other overrated films. I mean, all of these are sort of heresy, but this one's really heresy.
Fornication and heresy.
I think Avengers Endgame is wildly overrated.
No. God. Oh my God.
94% Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't think it's really overrated. I actually think it's pretty... It's not like the best movie of all time, but like, it's a pretty good movie. It's good. It's like it's a real event movie. It's like if every... Let me put it this way. It's like if every Western film that our parents ever watched had like connected with one another, and they managed to bring it to like a multi-film climax after 23 different Westerns. That would be impressive if it was in Westerns. It's also very impressive for comic book movies.
It was 90% from the audience. The villain is not well drawn in Avengers, in Avengers Endgame.
I am inevitable.
Oh, he's not well drawn in Avengers Endgame? Is that because he got like 12 other films that slowly built up his character?
Listen, I appreciate the ambition of bringing together 20 movies or whatever it was. At the same time, it's so overstuffed and it's so tired and it's so...
It's not. It is exactly the movie it needed to be.
So long, and the stakes are so low. And you know, if Disney Marvel get in trouble, they're just gonna resurrect some of these characters. If they...
Yeah, and you know what? That'll be great. People will love that. I don't even mind that element. Like, fuck it. Do it. Bring back Robert Downey Jr. Do it. You won't.
Find themselves in a box canyon, which I think they will. Robert Downey Jr. will just come back as Iron Man. They'll just find a way to clone him or go to a different universe and get him.
I'm gonna need you to come with me.
It's part of the problem with all of these movies.
The whole multiverse thing. It's not great.
Other major disappointments. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
The whole multiverse thing.
This movie...
Oh, right. He is coming back as Dr. Doom. That's true. Ben probably should have known that, considering this movie came out, this video came out 7 hours ago. 7 days ago? 7 days ago. My reading comprehension is gone. But Everything Everywhere All at Once is literally one of the most fun movies I've ever seen in my life. You know? It's fun. Like, I'm sorry, if you guys haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, it is a perfect film. It is that good. Never seen it? Here. It is one of the most fun action movies I've ever seen in my life. And it made me cry. It was that good. It was that good. I cried. I watched it twice in one day. I watched it, and then I forced my partner to watch it with me.
Mrs. Wang. Mrs. Wang.
Mrs. Wang, are you with us?
I am paying attention.
Now, you may only see a pile of receipts, but I see a story. I can see where this story is going? It does not look good.
What's happening?
Evelyn, I'm not your husband. I'm another version of him from another universe. I'm here because we need your help.
Very busy today. No time to help you.
Across the multiverse, I've seen thousands of Evelyns. You can access all of their memories, their emotions, even their skills. There's a great evil spreading throughout the many verses. And you may be your only chance of stopping it.
Don't make me fight you. I am really good.
I don't believe you.
Wow, that was really good.
He's waiting in the wings.
The universe.
He speaks of senseless things.
Is so much bigger
Script is you and me.
than you realize.
Of all the places I could be, I just wanted to share with you.
Remember our mission. Consider the fate of every single world of our infinite multiverse.
There is no way I am the Evelyn you are looking for.
Every rejection, every disappointment has led you here. To this moment. Don't let anything distract you from it.
It's so good. It's so good, guys. Like, if you're ever feeling hopeless, Everything Everywhere All at Once is a great movie to watch. It is the antithesis of, you know, giving up. The rock scene is like, it looks silly. The googly-eyed rock scene, literally tear-inducing. Also, you guys remember Short Round from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? He was harassed and locked out of Hollywood for so long that he gave up acting, but he came back to star in this movie, and it single-handedly reignited his acting career, and he's literally so good in it. I'm pretty sure he won an Oscar. It's so good. He's also in The Goonies, yes. Yeah, Hollywood racist as hell. I thought he was a fight choreographer. He was, but he wasn't an actor. He wasn't going to act in films. Anyway, Ben Shapiro's just wrong about this one.
We had 94% Rotten Tomatoes score, 79% from the audience. It is repetitive. It is annoying.
It's repetitive. And by that, he means title screens that divide the movie into 3 acts. That's crazy. Okay, all right. Yeah, yeah, definitely no movie's done that before. Don't look up Lord of the Rings, kids.
It is stupid.
I'm sorry. This is awesome.
It is stupid.
This is awesome. This guy's pants get ripped off in the fight scene and he keeps fighting. It's great.
It is repetitive. After the first 15 minutes, which is charming, it is repetitive. It's just a repetitive music video. It's like watching MTV in 2007.
After the first 15 minutes where everyone's sad and miserable and it's a drama. Okay.
I understand that some people are into the visuals, but it's so ADD. It's just ADD filmmaking all the way through. The underlying ethos of the film is ridiculous, which is that all pain can be traced to you being mean to your lesbian daughter or something.
The pain of having you as my mother.
Can we get over it? And I'm sorry, but like...
You know, it's really interesting that Ben Shapiro can't conceptualize that the movie might be, like, in some way relatable to average, everyday people. And that, you know, in that, like, the feeling of resentment or isolation or loneliness can absolutely come to overwhelm and choke and like stifle any of us. Like that can be an overwhelming, all-encompassing feeling, and finding meaning and motivation and love in even while being destroyed by that feeling, like, and the importance of that is really important. The fact that he can't understand film is maddening.
People walking around with hot dog fingers is not my idea of a great movie.
Let's be real. The hot dog fingers though are funny as fuck. The weird little penis fingers are really, really funny to me. Ben Shapiro just doesn't have a funny bone in his body.
Okay, other overrated films on my list. Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
No! Dude, of course you hate it!
Ben Shapiro's taste in movies really tells you why he failed as a screenwriter.
It really does, Lily. But also, I cannot listen to Ben Shapiro get Glass Onion wrong. I can't. And let's be clear, guys. The only reason Ben Shapiro hates this movie is because it makes fun of specifically people like Ben Shapiro. Glass Onion makes fun of him and he can't handle it, so he refuses to acknowledge it in a positive light.
Hey, try to solve the murder mystery if you can.
91% from the critics, 92% from the audience. Y'all dumb.
You stupid. So dumb.
That movie is a cheat. The movie's a cheat. As I mentioned at the time,
it's not a cheat just because it's not the thing you wanted it to be. Like the beginning of the movie and the reveal later about that beginning is specifically there to make fun of people like you, Ben.
I understand. I don't understand. Okay, this take is perfectly good.
I'm not sure I know what Glass Onion is. Oh, here. Sorry. We're just gonna, you know, here we go. It's so fun. I love this movie.
Oh my God.
Crew, we've arrived. Disruptors have assembled.
Welcome, gang. We got a great weekend.
Who's that?
Benoit Blanc, the detective?
Mr. Blanc, I cannot overstate my gratitude to be here. When's the murder mystery start?
I've invited you all to my island.
Hi.
Because tonight, a murder will be committed. My murder.
Once you're dead, will we still be able to talk to you?
Yeah, I'm not playing dead the whole weekend, dude.
Well, this is truly delightful.
Across the island, I've hidden clues. You will have to closely observe each other. If anyone can name the killer, that person wins our game. Any questions?
Oh, the menu isn't high enough profile. I don't think it's over here.
Oh my God. What happened? Holy
Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a murder, and the killer is in plain sight. For at least one person, this is not a game. I must insist that nobody touch the body.
Jeez, detective, who killed the party?
I need to find a motive for murder.
Everyone would stab a friend in the back to hold on to this rich bastard.
Deal with it.
You're all friends. Why would anyone commit murder?
Are we even going to talk about the elephant in the room?
Am I the elephant?
Yeah, you're the elephant.
You're not that bad.
Think of the danger here.
Are you calling me dangerous?
Well, we'll see.
I can't wait for the next one of these.
The killer wouldn't hesitate to kill again if it covers their tracks.
You must be really great at Clue, huh?
I'm very bad at dumb things. Ticking boxes, running around, searching all the rooms. It's just a terrible, terrible game.
Benoit Blanc is one of the greatest like murder mystery characters in like decades. Like he's so good. He's so good. This movie opens up with him playing with him playing Among Us and being terrible at it, and it's one of the most endearing scenes in the film. It's so good. And Knives Out is also really good. Like, apparently the budget for the next one is just astronomical, and I can't wait for it to come out. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah, it's called Wake Up Dead Man. Oh, yes, it's coming out this year. I thought we were another year out. Wonderful.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's pretty next level.
If you're going to do a mystery movie, you have to give the audience enough clues that they could solve the mystery. That's how.
No, you don't. No, the entire premise of the movie is that you could have figured it out from the beginning because it was that obvious. But also, sometimes mysteries are not solvable based off of the available evidence in a film. Yeah, some mystery movies and novels don't have an easy answer. But also, like, if you understood, frankly, guys, I feel like the mystery of Glass Onion is like on the level of, you know, what, you know, how did this person die? The weapon was like an ice, like icicle or something like that. Like, that's the level of mystery that's at foot in that movie, and he's just really mad that he didn't understand that and thought he was smarter than the movie, and then the movie dunked on him for thinking that.
That's how a mystery movie works. That way, when at the end of the movie you do the big reveal, you go, oh man, I should have thought of that all along. Now, the first Knives Out, they actually did give enough clues that you could theoretically have figured it out given the fact pattern presented by the film.
A donut hole in a donut's hole.
In Glass Onion, Rian Johnson, who just sucks, I hate Rian Johnson, The Last Jedi.
You just praised his previous film. Rian Johnson's previous movie was Knives Out.
Ugh. Rian Johnson literally introduces a character halfway through the film that didn't exist for the first half of the film.
My twin sister.
Oh, you mean new characters can enter films halfway through? That's crazy. No movie's ever done that before.
Sister committed suicide.
You come with me to that island as your sister.
You could watch the first half of the film, and it's made completely irrelevant by the introduction of the twin character halfway through, and that's the laziest twist ever. Twins is like a lazy, it's not even a good...
That's the point, Ben! The point is that it was obvious. Like, if you had to come up with one, if you looked at it and you came up with an idea, that might be one of them. Benoit Blanc literally gives a monologue practically to the camera about this.
Twin twist. like you would have in, for example, The Prestige, where again, all the clues are there, right? All the clues are in The Prestige. They show you all the way through that there are two separate Christian Bales. You see his hands, you see him acting in two different ways. You have other characters saying, you don't seem like this other person.
No, Alfred, stop. This isn't you.
Here is...
so dumb, it's brilliant.
No!
So bad.
What does he follow that up with, Ben? He says, no, it's just dumb. The entire point is that the person they're talking about is just a moron.
Ugh.
All right.
The lack of media literacy is
insulting.
painful.
It's insulting. And the fact that it was treated as a clever mystery is an insult to the intellect.
You want to make fun of these people and throw poop at them.
Okay, finally.
Rian Johnson's specifically talking about you, Ben.
Cult classic Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah, I'd agree with this one.
Rotten Tomatoes 72%, audience score 74%. I hate this film. I hate it.
I wish you'd get out of my life and shut up.
It's stupid.
It's fun though. Like I don't hate this movie. Like it's a fun movie.
It's annoying. It's not funny. There are no jokes.
I don't, the editor really disagrees with Ben on this one. Because each one of these little clips is pretty funny to me.
Worth laughing at.
You think anybody wants a roundhouse kick to the face while I'm wearing these bad boys?
It's the kind of film I feel like Matt Walsh would like. Because again, I can do an almost endless list of movies I think that are wildly overrated, but I think that that's plenty. And so now I wish to issue my challenge to Matt Walsh. That's an actual great list of overrated films. It's way better than your list. So I want to hear your takes on why I'm wrong. And actually, some of these films are great.
Peace out.
That was certainly a string of ideas that Ben Shapiro left us with. Some real facts over feelings stuff. The cool kids philosophers really, he really showed us the facts about all those movies. Oh boy.